Hello and welcome along to Sports Day as the football world mourns the loss of a great man, Robert Walls, who passed away this morning. Tonight's show is dedicated to Wallsy, and his great sparring partner, Mike Sheen, is about to join us. But please join us on the phone or via text if you'd like to pay tribute to Robert. Before I welcome Mike, I'd like to pay a personal tribute to Wallsy to open the show by reading an edited letter I sent to him on Monday morning. Hi, Rob. I guess it's now not too long till you leave us, so it's my final chance to thank you again for being you and wish you eternal peace for what's next. I sit here writing with tears starting to flow, for you have been a great friend over many years in many ways, and sometimes it's not until it's nearly over that you actually consider and appreciate the wonder of true friendship. And I've always valued yours, as you know, but sometimes we are just too busy chasing the next whatever to appreciate the now as much as I should have. But for us, this is the now, and there's not too many nows left. Rob, when I look back to good times with you, I think of our time in the media together at 3AW and Fox. So many good times, strange times, and laughs with Rex and Bondi and co, who brought out a totally different you. You're a great combination, laughing and joking in between being serious and also discovering the footy punt. That was hilarious at times, and heaven help a team that cost you a footy quad. The term effing Freo comes to mind. Golf games and international rules and state games were great to share with you and learn from you, particularly one where you told everyone in our first team meeting to F off if you don't want to be part of it, before you left the room for the players to decide. When you came back, the decision was made, and we went with those who were left in the room when you returned. And not everyone stayed. It was a worded message in slightly more gentle terms, but it was the message that you wanted to send. It led to a total team commitment and a victory we long celebrated by some 70 points or thereabouts. Our days on the couch were many with Mike and Billy and Leroy, and let's not forget Libby, our favourite, yet it passed too quickly. Your capacity to flush it with the famous baseball bat would have made Babe Ruth jealous. But your analysis and sparring with Mike was TV gold. I'll never forget the birth of Clarko's Cluster. We had the vision. We'd studied the vision, but we just couldn't come up with a name. Until 5 seconds before we went to air, I yelled it across the floor. Wallsy, it's Clarko's Cluster. You picked it up and you ran with it as if we'd been talking about it for hours. Who would have thought a hard-nosed but brilliant footballer and an iconic, albeit a touch grumpy coach would also be a natural behind the lens with Libby's makeup on? Obviously, your family is your greatest private joy and mark on the world. But you have been an incredible influence on so many people outside the family unit. And I'm sure you've found out more and more than you knew over the past few months, and in particular the last couple of weeks. Through football, you have left your mark in an indelible way on us all, and also for the game itself. Premiership coach was amazing, but godfather of football in Queensland was structurally far more important for the game than anything else, leaving a marked historical footprint, let alone the famous huddle that revolutionised footy. If only you had time to sort out effing Freo. Ha ha. But I'm sure they'll get there given the list your son David has built. So, Rob, there's not much more. But as I said last week, and I promised you last week, I'd have one last crack at convincing you about the afterlife that we've discussed at length. But I've decided against it, knowing that if you run into St. Peter, he won't be able to resist drafting you. Rob, for everything, thank you. You've been a great mentor, support and friend over many years, and your guidance has always been spot on. Over the last few years, our friendship has grown much stronger.
Hello, my beloved HMTV viewers. I'm here to inform you that Robert Walls, a revered figure in Australian rules football, passed away on May 15, 2025, at the age of 74. He chose to end his life through Victoria's voluntary assisted dying laws after a courageous battle with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a rare and aggressive blood cancer. Walls died peacefully in his East Melbourne apartment, surrounded by his sister Annette and his 3 children. Born on July 21, 1950, in Dunolly, Victoria, Robert Walls grew up in East Brunswick. His passion for football ignited early, and he began playing with the Coburg Amateurs before being recruited by Carlton Football Club in 1966, while still a student at Coburg High School. Walls made his senior debut for Carlton in 1967 and went on to play 218 games, scoring 367 goals for the club. He was instrumental in Carlton's premiership victories in 1968, 1970, and 1972. In 1978, he transferred to Fitzroy Football Club, adding 41 games and 77 goals to his career tally before retiring as a player in 1980. Transitioning into coaching, Walls led several AFL teams over 16 years, including Fitzroy, Carlton, Brisbane Bears, and Richmond. His most notable coaching achievement was guiding Carlton to the 1987 VFL Premiership. After retiring from coaching in 1999, Walls became a respected AFL commentator and columnist, known for his insightful analysis and deep understanding of the game. Robert Walls was married to Erin, who sadly passed away from lung cancer on July 9, 2006. Together, they had 3 children, Rebecca, Daniel, and David. David followed in his father's footsteps, playing in the South Australian National Football League, SANFL, though his career was hampered by injuries. Walls' contributions to Australian football were recognised with his induction into the Australian Football Hall of Fame in 2006. He was also honoured as a legend in the Carlton Football Club Hall of Fame in 2011. In his final weeks, Walls chose to forego further chemotherapy, opting instead for a dignified end through voluntary assisted dying. His decision was met with widespread respect and admiration, reflecting the courage and integrity he displayed throughout his life and career. Robert Walls leaves behind a profound legacy as a player, coach, commentator, and mentor. His impact on the sport and those who knew him will be remembered for generations to come. May his soul rest in eternal peace.